very mono type thing.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome to Beyond the Shadowz podcast. It's January 23rd, 2024, season 2, episode 2. It's 2 and 2. Yeah, we were talking about headphones. I'm trying on a new pair of ear things in my ear.
Because even the intro sucks.
Yeah,
Instead of an ear, go, that's
mono.
crunchy. Oh, that was crunchy.
They're bad.
That was a crunchy sound. I did not like
It was
doing
bad.
that.
Hello. How does that sound crunchy?
Because it was like.
It's very mono. It don't have no bass to it or nothing. So, welcome to another lovely week. Second week of the new season.
Tuesday, but went by quick. All of a sudden, I was like, "Oh, it's Monday." Oh no!
Yeah, having those weeks off for a while, those 4 weeks off was kind of it. Now it's like, oh, it's Tuesday, time to go.
It threw it off completely.
Yeah.
We got Susan first this week.
Hey,
hello,
there's Susan.
I'm always like, oh my gosh, I love that hat. I love that jersey.
Jessica.
Hello.
What's wrong with her eye? Oh.
It's her picture.
I was like, oh, she's looking to the left. It's like her eyes are all white. She's possessed.
The blind man. Brandon,
What's
hello,
going on,
hello.
Brandon?
And Kenny Brown said,
Mr.
made
Brown made it. Wow, no Amelie Kathy?
No, man, they're slacking this week.
Uh-oh. They're lacking.
Man.
Unless they're not saying nothing. There's
Yeah.
people in there watching, but they ain't saying nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody say hi.
Yeah. Hello.
We'd like to know who's out there.
Hello.
If there's
to
any
everyone
new
who's
people watching us and stuff.
already kicked the
table, yeah. So.
Donna, hello.
Donna Davis, hello.
Andrew Nikki,
Hello.
Missed ya. Haven't seen you in a while.
I get to see her Saturday.
I know. Oh. Aaron, hello.
What's going on, Aaron? Welcome. Weather?
Actually, so yesterday had a huge ice storm. I didn't have school. But then this morning it was 32, so it's a little warmer lately.
I think Missouri was trending in TikTok of all the videos of all the stuff, the fire truck that was spinning out, and all the people sliding down the street on their hands and knees trying to get in their cars and stuff.
Our whole driveway was ice, apparently. That's what Mom was saying.
That was crazy.
What's going on? Oh, there you go. Abby, hello.
What's up, Abby?
And hello.
Audra Cook, hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Pretty much it
with the weather. I mean, it's supposed to be nice the rest of the week, raining and stuff like that. We got, I have to admit that a lot of people were asking me what we were on last week when everybody was watching the podcast when Heidi was on, that we were so funny and all of our stuff and
guys,
everything.
that's just us. We were not on anything. I don't think that's just before, when we just hopped on.
Yeah, I couldn't stop laughing at the beginning. She's like, I'm starting. And we're out in the middle of the video laughing. And I was like, oh, geez.
But yeah, no. So we had Heidi last week.
Yep.
Which was amazing.
This week I'll be at Rhodes Hotel with Abby and Andrew Nikki and a couple of other people that could be watching. I'm not sure. The list. I don't know if Audra might be there. I'm not sure.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But we're going to be at Rhodes Hotel on Saturday. So we got Mike on tonight.
Not me.
Oh, yeah, because,
I went last week by myself, and
he
gets to go this weekend by himself.
Yeah, she went to the YMCA in Alton.
YWCA
in
Alton, Illinois.
She was asked to go help work out with seeaghost.com, Mark and Nicole.
Yep.
And then
that was really fun.
Later that night, they texted me. They're like, "Oh, I heard you were scared to come investigate." I'm like, I didn't even get an invite. You invite my daughter, but you didn't invite me. I'm going to start telling that when you go, I have to go. You're part of the whole company has to go. I'm going to start showing up on tours on Thursday nights. I am. Next, what? That was that this week?
Yeah, this is
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna
this.
show up Thursday,
Every other Thursday, I go work at the mansion. So
Yeah, I'm gonna show up Thursday and be like, I'm here.
Yeah, she'll be there.
Yep. So yeah, so I'm gonna show up Thursday with you at the tour. I'd be like, here, I'm here, and they're gonna be like, well, what are you doing here? Well,
But speaking of Rhodes Hotel,
yeah, so Rhodes Hotel is this Saturday, and we'll be hanging out with a lot of girls, and they had posted something. I had to say this real quick though.
Okay.
They had posted that Andrew Nikki said she's gonna be wearing her PJs all night. And then Abby's like, well, I already got mine packed. Someone said they got the fancy robe. I said, wow, I'm going to be a male in the building with all these women running around their PJs. It looks like an 80s movie. To me, it's like an old slasher 80s movie with all these girls running around in their pajamas.
With a sleepover.
Yeah, it's like a slumber party, sleepover massacre.
D. Gray, hello.
Hello.
She said, I'll be there.
Hello. Okay.
Nice,
See another one. Good.
Perfect.
So going there, I asked, I talked to Mike, and I asked Mike if he'd be a guest since we're all going to be there on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
So he can come on and talk about the Rhodes Hotel and stuff.
Yeah.
So with that,
we'll bring him on.
We'll bring him on.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
All righty.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Can you hear me? Should I just like use sign language? I heard that you're having some issues.
I normally have headphones like that, but when I wear my hat and I turn them, I'm constantly pulling them up because they keep sliding off. So I tried the ear thing, and they're crappy.
I could hear you perfectly fine, so
that's good.
You just relay the message. He said this.
Yeah, he said this, Dad. By the way,
It just sounds like he's talking in one of those toilet paper tubes. So if you want to introduce yourself and how long you've been there, and
sure, yeah. So my name's Mike Couch. I've been at Rhodes Hotel for probably about 6.5 years or so now. I guess to kind of give you a brief little rundown of being here, my charity owned it, which was Lost Limbs Foundation. We help amputee kids with prosthetics and stuff like that. And have you guys been to Ashmore Estates?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so you probably know Robin.
Yeah.
So Robin gets a hold of me like one time, and he's just like, hey, the owner's looking to sell. What do you think about the charity owning the building? And I'm just like, that'd be cool, and I'm just like, back in my mind, I'm like, one, the charity doesn't have the funds. Two, even if we had the funds, it's a kid we could help. It's like, it's not what I'm asking you. He's like, I'm asking you what, so I'm just like, all right, where are you going? So he's like, what if you had a no interest loan and, all this stuff, and, I get my money back when I get my money back, and, everything. And I was just like, yeah, I'm in. So charity buys the place, and been here all this time. I think I took over maybe like July or August of 2017. So I've been here for a little while. And but more recently, we were just talking about this before we went on. The charity, unfortunately, because of my health, is going to end soon. So with that, I have to do something with this place. So, and we've put time and work into the, trying to save and restore the building. So we were just like, well, we don't want to see it go into the wrong hands because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if anybody's going to take care of it the way that we want to take care of the place. Mm-hmm. So I contacted a nonprofit attorney. We talked, he's like, this is how you got to do everything. And my sister was like, I'll buy it. So that way, we can hang on to it. So I contact him. We go through all the hoops and hurdles and do everything, the right way, how we have to do it. So as of last April, I think it was, she took over. So she owns it. Of course, I'm still here. She can't get rid of me.
Dang, I thought that was going to lead up to a story that was going to be for sale. I was like,
no,
all over that.
No, it's not for sale.
I'm still looking to buy a building. I want to buy. My goal is to buy a building.
It's interesting, but there's there's so much work, with just upkeep, especially when you get like the older ones that need a lot of work and a lot of attention. Because we've done a lot of things here, but a lot of things that need to be done. So it's just you get one job done, and then 5 more pops up. You get that job done,
Yeah.
it's never ending.
They didn't build them very secure back in the 1800s. So.
Oh.
Yeah, honestly, like this place, you look at some of the new ones they've been kind of throwing up. This place, I'm like, this one wasn't so bad. Like it's held up better 130 years than some of the ones they put up. Like, because I don't know, like here in town, like they've put some up, and areas getting kind of growing and stuff now, but.
So how many rooms? You got like a basement? What's the dynamics of the house, of the hotel?
Yeah, no basement. There is an attic, but the floor is in very bad condition at the moment. It's another one of those projects we have to work on. There are 8 rooms and 2 bathrooms upstairs. There's a bathroom downstairs, 3 parlor rooms, kitchen, a dining room. So it sounds like a lot, but this is all in about 4,500 square feet. So, yeah, anybody that comes here thinking it's going to be like huge, like a big Hilton or, something like that.
So now I know it's a hotel. So what's kind of like the first like built and like more like the history of the building? What does that kind of look like?
Yeah, so it was built in 1893 by Abraham Kaufman, and Newton Rhodes actually purchased it for his wife, Clara, and they opened it up as a hotel originally. With Newton being a traveling salesman, he was gone a lot, very often. So Clara was left here to run the hotel, and the word is that when he passed, Clara wanted to keep the doors open to the place, so supposedly it became a speakeasy and a brothel. When you guys get here, you'll notice about a block away there's railroad tracks. This was a layover for the train going back and forth to Chicago. So a lot of people have stayed here over time, throughout that time, because there was like this big gas boom, early on, like in the hotel days. So the place was booming. Of course, it's not so much now. I'll be lucky, like tonight, I'll be lucky to see one person walk by, maybe walking their dog or something, maybe a few cars the whole night. It's a very small town now. Pretty quiet for the most part.
Yeah, that's good for an investigator, because, man, sometimes we go to these places and you're like, what's that noise? Like, oh, it's a car driving by, or, you're constantly seeing lights and you're like, wait, what was that? And it's casting shadows everywhere. So, for a paranormal investigator, that's perfect.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, it helps. We had to put new windows in because structure-wise, it was in pretty rough shape with like just around the windows and everything. So we replaced those. That kind of helped with some blocking some of the sound and stuff out. Occasionally, you'll have a loud car or something, truck or whatever drive by, but that's about anywhere really. But for the most part, it's pretty quiet here.
Well, at least with the new windows, you have heating, you have air conditioning. Do you have air conditioning during the summer?
We don't have air conditioning. Well, let me take that back. Let me rephrase that. We have air conditioning, but upstairs in all the 8 rooms, we have window units in. So we've gotten at least that far. So we do have air in the rooms up there.
That's a plus. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
A lot of buildings that don't have AC. It's a plus. Our heat. So.
Yeah, and the heat. Yeah, we're good with heat. So we have a gas furnace downstairs. All the rooms upstairs have baseboard heaters in it. So so you definitely stay warm, which is good considering the crazy weather it just came through here.
Yeah,
last week.
So even with the air units, you're still giving it a shot of trying to,
somewhat keeping it
cool in there and stuff.
Yeah.
and stuff. It ain't nothing like sitting there in 103 degrees and sweat's rolling down your back, and you're just sitting there trying to be quiet and stuff. And you're just like, this is horrible.
You know,
like,
yeah.
We always say like investigating is like fishing. You have to be patient. You have to sit there in the same spot for a long time.
Yeah.
And if that room is 108 degrees, it feels like
Yeah.
108 degrees, you're like, all right, we're gonna leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've had my share of being somewhere, and like every 2 minutes, you're just kind of like this, like constantly. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
So that's good. So you got AC, you got electric, so you get to do all year round. So that's a good thing for the hotel.
Yeah. Yep.
And stuff.
3 bathrooms, so that's a plus.
Yeah. There you go, ladies. 3 bathrooms.
There you go.
Yeah. Yep.
Even
Plenty of bathrooms.
Okay.
So so it was a brothel and a hotel all the way up till when did it close? Do you know?
I can't remember the exact year that it closed up, but Hazel, the daughter, she passed, and I can't remember off the top of my head for some reason. You know how you get those moments like you got all that information and just some of it just goes out the window when you actually
you're
need
laid
it.
in bed and you're like, oh, 1946, that's right.
yeah. Out of nowhere, just like or something, you'll be like in the store or something and just say that out loud or something. So everybody's like, what's wrong with this guy?
Yeah.
Like I remember it now.
Yeah, but when Hazel, when the daughter, when she passed, they pulled all the furniture, everything came out. They auctioned it all off, and and it sat empty for quite a while actually. But luckily, I mean, there's so much history here, and luckily, Gina that helps us out. Like if I'm gone, doing like at an event or something like that, like she helps us quite a bit. And when she comes in, she helps and stuff. Like one day she tagged me like on Facebook or I think it was, and she was like, you should check this out. A lady had posted saying, "Hey, I've got stuff that belonged to Rhodes Hotel. Does anybody know anybody that would want it?" And she's like, "Yeah." So I contact the lady and she's like, I got a couple of boxes of stuff. If you want to come get it, it's yours. I'm like, absolutely. If it's part of the history of this place, I'd love to have it. So I went and got it, brought it back. So it's here now. And it ended up being a bunch of postcards that belong to the Rhodes family. They're like, I mean, this is like stuff like dated like 1901, 1905, like stuff like that, of postcards that were sent to them. So it's really neat. There's some in one of the display cases that's over here, like in the dining room that we have out. So it's really cool having that. And there's like this little paper hotel directory for Indiana, and like you can go through and you find Atlanta, and like there's these little dots over and it says Rhodes Hotel. It's really neat.
That's cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
So have you gotten a lot of the stuff that was from the hotel? Have you guys kind of got it back with auctions or anything like that?
We haven't found really much of anything. I mean, that was original here. I had a lady that came in. There's a festival that goes it goes on every year, and she was like, we've got stuff. I know people that have original stuff that belonged, to this place, and she's like, I'll see if I can get it. Never heard another word from her. And silly me, I didn't get a phone number. It's like, I'm just like, please let her come back someday. That way I can be like, let me get that number real quick before you leave. That way I can always double check with you.
You're like, oh, wait. Let me fix the mistake I made the first time. Let me just get that number real quick.
Yeah. Let me just write that down real fast. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Before we go into something else, let's catch up real quick here with some of the people back up. I know some people jumped in. I just saw somebody.
Yeah. So
Kathy was first.
Yeah. And Kathy said hello, made it.
Hello, I got a ghost in my house.
Messing with my Wi-Fi. Maybe I can do an investigator. Oh, that's funny.
I have no idea.
I'll look into that for you.
Yeah. Me too. I love owning old historical buildings. When I asked that I want a building.
Yes. Just the same. So it said, Amelita, I follow a bunch on Facebook. We can find you one. Yeah. I'll put a good word in for you. Abby, is it heated? How many beds?
Yes. Yeah. Like, yeah. In case you missed that, there are 8 rooms upstairs and 2 bathrooms upstairs. There's actually 9 beds because one of the rooms actually has 2 twin beds in it. So there's actually 9 beds here, and it is heated. Gas furnace downstairs, baseboard heaters upstairs, and yeah.
You don't have to come all wrapped up in your sleeping bag.
She was worried about that probably.
Yeah.
Laurie said, "Hi, Mike and Souls. Hello.
Hey, what's going on,
Hey,
Laurie?
how's it going?"
Andrew Nikki said, "What are we doing in investigation, Dan? That we need to use 3 bathrooms."
I was just letting y'all know there was 3 bathrooms there. I mean, there was that many people. I mean,
Robin said, "I said,
hey, Robin.
There's Robin.
Thank you." One of my
You just
favorite
happen
hoodies.
to wear it tonight.
I know. I just have it. He was like, Ashmore States. I was like, yep, sure do.
How much did he pay you?
Yeah.
Free promotion.
Yeah.
Jeannie said, hey.
What's going on, Jeannie?
Hey.
Angel Nikki, those postcards must be a treasure. Yep.
Yeah, it's really cool having those.
Yep. Kathy said, great shirt you have on. I'm guessing she's talking about your shirt, not mine, because I don't think she knows.
Mine maybe? Yeah, Marvel all the way.
I'm a huge Hulk fanatic.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Lauren, I made it.
Hello, Lauren.
Hello.
Hey.
Amelia, thanks, Susan. I was taking a shot at my brother. Hello.
She knows.
I'm a lizard. If it wasn't heated, we would be.
Oh, I see. Andrew Nikki was looking for a heated place.
Mm.
Hey, now me and Andrew Nikki spent in 4-degree weather at Indiana State Sanitarium.
Oh,
that was cold.
Oh man,
I bet.
Danielle, I want to stay here. Investigation 2.
Yeah. So let's get into like the lovely haunting of Rhodes Hotel. What kind of evidence and what have you experienced personally yourself?
Myself, mostly voices and footsteps. Occasionally, a light will be turned on or off. Occasionally, a door will open or close. Funny story, there was one time that I went upstairs and all the doors were shut. I know they weren't shut the night before. Like when the group left, I know they weren't closed because I don't close them, So I go back up the next day, and I'm like, the doors are shut. It's like, what's going on? So I start going room to room and I open all the doors up, and then I come back around, get to the stairs, getting ready to go down. And in one of the rooms, the door slams. I'm just like, hey, do you want it on? Or you want it closed? Like, no problem,
I'm not going to argue with you.
All right. I was
no
just trying to leave
problem.
them open, so I'll leave them closed now.
Yeah. I'm just like, all right, you want it closed? No big deal. That's kind of the main things, really. I mean, occasionally you'll see shadows and stuff here. I've had people that have seen apparitions of a taller man, and there was one night that, like, the whole group here was just like, "Oh man, you missed it! Like, we saw this apparition." I'm like, "Why didn't you call me? I would have came out. I would have went upstairs." It's like, yeah, it's like, you should have told me about that one. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the main things. The son, Everett, he was 18 when he passed, and he contracted tuberculosis. They quarantined him in one of the rooms, and that's the room that he passed in. So people get different experiences in that room that they've had. During the brothel period, there was a lady named Sarah that was here. We don't know exactly what happened to her. I've heard different rumors, and I don't like to share that because, like, you know how it is. Like, if you get the one time that you say, this is what we heard, and then somebody could leave and be like, oh yeah, he said this is what happened to her, and it's like, no, I didn't say that.
Yeah. If it's not dictated, it's hard to say what
Yeah.
You don't want to say, because then everybody, it's like telephone. Next thing you know, there's all kinds of stories about that person that never that's not really true or documented. So.
And then there's another big story. This is one of the main ones. I don't know. Did you guys read up on the place?
No, I tried not. I was leaving it for kind of be excited just to listen to you.
Okay. All right, cool. There's one that's like, it's in all the videos that's been over the years. And there's a story, a preacher that supposedly hung himself. And, of course, that's when it's passed on, you know how we do. We keep passing that on because we think that's what happened. Well, all these years, and then we just recently found out that we found a document with the preacher by the exact same name that was in this area that went to Washington State and died in 1967, I believe it was. Debunked. Pretty sure that, that's not the case, and then there's activity that supports it, in all these years that people, like even the time that I've been here, they're like, oh yeah, we were in the preacher's room and we had this and that. And I don't doubt it, it's like, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, why is this activity still going? And like, for me, I'm like, my theory is, I wonder if like all this stuff is just, you tell the same story year after year, and kind of takes a life of its own. So, I'm wondering if that's what's happened. It's taken a life of its own because all that energy has just been built up over the years of people, assuming that this is what, that's what's happened. So, so now we're trying to kind of go in there and correct that and, let people know, hey, we found this and we're pretty sure that this didn't happen.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's the same thing as when's a haunted start? When is it, how do you know? And like you said, if you keep saying that story over and over, then people, that energy could be a mimic. It could be anything. If other spirits are hearing that, they act like him or say stuff that's, that stuff that's not really, that does happen.
Just kind of like what we talked about, like when places, that people necessarily don't die in places, but they're at that bad energy or something's there that's causing hauntings. I mean, it's similar in the same way of that energy just kind of gets manifested so much that. Yeah.
Did he stay? I mean, you have no documentation whether he stayed there at all or.
No, I haven't found anything. Like we've kind of researched that. We haven't found anything on him so far. But we did find that because his name was Lester Poor. He was a preacher, and we did find a Reverend Lester Poor, and like he was in this area, but he died in Washington State. So
he didn't even die in Indiana.
No, nope. So
who knows?
I don't know.
Unless there's a different preacher that passed away there and hung himself there. That's
I mean, that's another thing too. You kind of have to wonder if maybe because.
Is that what the name that people would get would be Lester? I mean, is that?
Yeah, that was supposedly his name. His preacher, but again, like you know how things are. You line 10 people up, tell them a story. By the time you get to the end, it's changed a little bit. There's 130 years of that here, Yeah. So
but before you guys purchased it, or before your organization, your foundation purchased it, who owned it, or what was it? A paranormal? Were there people investigating before you guys?
It was being investigated beforehand.
And then those stories were given to you.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's
been carried out.
Investigating there.
Yeah, I know the previous owner. I think they had it like about 2012. I think, if I remember, was maybe when they bought it. It might have been even earlier than that. I'm not sure. It's somewhere, 2010, 11, 12, something like that. And then I know it was investigated even before that. There's been all these.
That story could be traveled for many years, and
exactly. And I think that's what's happened. It keeps traveling, and now after the research, because how it is, technology is getting now. I mean, you pull your phone up and like start digging, like into some certain places or things or whatever.
Yeah, it's very
Yeah.
rare. I know a lot of people have a lot of names, like, if it was like a Bob Smith or something, that's a common name. But a preacher with that kind of name, what I'm saying? That's not a normal name to be.
Yeah, Lester Poor. Yeah.
It's not a normal name. And then to have two of them being a preacher, that would be, that's kind of.
What are the odds?
What are the odds of two of those guys being a preacher?
Yeah.
That's why we're pretty sure that we've debunked this. 'Cause what are the odds? I mean, I guess it's possible. I don't know, because like me, I got a common first and last name. There's a million of them running around. People are like, "Are you the Mike?" And certainly, like, no, it's a different one. Yeah,
like not that Mike.
That's my doppelganger. He's running around the area.
Yeah, I'm the one that's weird at like run around in the dark and like spooky places. You hear about that one? That's me.
So, was there a thing? I watched so many different things, and I can't remember if I did do any videos or saw any videos on that. But if they play cards, is that one of the things in that one parlor? If you play cards, okay.
The front parlor room was a game room, gambling and stuff going on in there. Yeah, sometimes people will bring cards. I even have a deck of cards up on one of the display shelves and stuff that people forget them. I'm like, it's all right. I got some there. Take them and use them. Just put them back for the next person when they come in. But yeah, definitely. That is one of the rooms. It's kind of in the front over to the other way because I'm sitting in the dining room right now. So
you have to do that.
Yeah, I have to bring some dice.
Yeah,
up too. Yeah,
that'd be fun.
I have to bring some dice.
That's actually one of my favorite rooms, because like anybody that's been here, amputee on crutches, so like going up and down the stairs sometimes is a little bit harder for me, but like there's nights, there's nothing on TV, can't sleep. Like, what am I going to do? And I'm like, oh, wait, let's go sit in the dark, so I'll go out in that room sometimes, just sit in the dark and just watch and listen. So there's times it's so quiet, I like start dozing off. I'm like, I guess I can sleep now.
So that leads me to that question: is how long have you been an investigator, Mike?
I've been investigating since 2006, 2007, something like that.
What got you into it? What was what intrigued your fancy to get you into it?
Funny story. I had this friend that lived maybe, 30 minutes or so away. Wasn't, too far, but we would hang out, watch movies and stuff, play games, whatever. And one night it was really late and I was just like, all right, I'm going to head home. And they're just like, I got extra room upstairs. Go take you a nap, go home, later in the morning. And I'm just like, all right, yeah, I'll do that. So I was pretty tired that night. So go up, and you know how sometimes you kind of wake up and you're kind of doing this, trying to, get yourself awake. And then there's those nights that you'll wake up in the middle of the night and you're just like alert, know what's going on. Mm-hmm. That's what happened to me. I opened my eyes, I'm looking, there's a little girl like standing beside the bed. I mean, like I'm looking right at her and, and she's like looking at me, and then she just like that, she was gone. And it freaked me out. I was just like, so needless to say, I didn't sleep that much the rest of the night, because I hadn't been in the paranormal field and stuff, but anyway, that, so this happens. I get up, I'm acting weird the next morning. My friend noticed and they're like, you okay? And I'm like, yeah. And, I'm thinking, I'm not going to talk about this. They'll think I'm crazy. And they're like, did you see the little girl? And I'm like, now you tell me this? It's like, this is information you tell me like when I come in the door. It's like, you don't tell me this when I go up and sleep in your empty room and wake up in the middle of the night staring at so obviously I was like, why didn't you this is information you need to know before that something like this happens.
You need a sign on the front door that says little girl might appear.
I mean, just a little side thing on this is when I was younger, right way before you were born. And before I really got into the paranormal, I worked at a bowling alley. It was a small bowling alley, like 8 lanes. It was underneath a gymnasium. It was like an old church bowling alley. And they had a game room with the metal stools. And I was eating lunch at the snack bar by myself. Everybody was out. The whole place was empty. We're waiting for the league to come in and stuff. And all of a sudden I heard like the stool getting dragged across the ground. And I was just like, Okay. I know I heard the stool get dragged, so I didn't say nothing. So, like you said, when the other guys came in, I was just acting weird, and the guy was like, "Oh, did you hear so and so, do something?" I'm like you. Why would I not told this before I start working here? What? You might want to fill those little parts in that. Hey, there's a ghost old man running around this bowling alley. So
yeah, it's kind of a need to know before something happens kind of type thing.
Because now that you probably wouldn't have stayed the night anyway. You probably just would have went home.
Probably, but luckily it happened because I probably wouldn't be in the paranormal like I am now if that hadn't happened. Because after that night, I'm just like, what happens to us? I mean, do we linger? Or what happens? Do we come back? You know what I mean? Like all these questions that you have. And I'm just like, what does happen to us? Why did I see this little girl? What's going on? And so, then, you start researching, going to the haunted locations and learning about some of these places. And and then never imagined myself living in a place.
Yeah.
So were you looking for a building, or would it just happen to fall that, did the building call to you, or?
It just happened. I was familiar with the building because the previous owner was, letting me do charity events here from time to time. And Robin actually, gets a hold of me and just like, hey, the owner's looking to sell. And, and going back to the story I telling you about earlier, how everything kind of just fell into place kind of with that. That's how everything went with it. So I was already familiar with the place. So, I mean, it wasn't too hard to say no. I've been crazy to say no, I mean, with having the support and the help and stuff that Robin and Norma. Yeah.
Now, how's your sister like the building? She in love with it she building, so I mean,
yeah.
You have to be in love with something like that. Now, is she into the paranormal?
She is, yeah. She's been in it, as long as I have, maybe even a little bit longer, maybe, who knows? But yeah, I think maybe even a little bit longer with that. Cause we both started out volunteering at Waverly Hills.
That's a good
years
place to
ago. Yeah. And luckily I started doing a lot of the investigations and stuff there too. So, just night after night, teams coming in and, this is one of those things that even now, I mean, people come in here and they're like, oh, we're going to do this. I'm like, why didn't I think of that? It's like you're constantly learning new things, all the time, being in this. Yeah.
It's crazy. And they're constantly coming up with new ways to investigate. And so that's what I've always loved the paranormal world and meeting new groups because they have so many different ways. Like we just talked to a paranormal group. I can't remember. Was it Night Song?
Yeah.
They did hide and go seek with dowsing rods. And so we tried that at an investigation and it went really well. Like it was just one of those things of just learn new things every day. And
so amazing. I got to ask, did you tell your sister about the little girl?
Yeah, she knows about it. Yeah, I don't know if she's on right now.
Back then when you she's known about it for quite a while. Yeah. I don't know I don't think it was right after that happened because I was just like, I've told her the story and she tries to kind of tune in sometimes whenever, I do like these and, come on and talk to people, stuff. She'll try to tune in every now and then. And she's heard it a few times there too. All right, let's get let's see if anybody
catch
got
up.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Robin said I had experienced the crazy experience I've ever had at the Rhodes Hotel. And Andrew said, I want to hear about that. Robin said Mike did his story too.
Oh yeah. I was just getting ready. I was taking a drink. It's like I should probably tell him about this. So over here, there's a part of the room that's over here on the other side. They had a few tables stretched out. Robin, jump on here and tell me if I mess any of this up, or if you want to add anything to it, because I know you're in here. But I think they had like a few tables lined up and they were doing a seance. And at some point, like it was like the floor was like doing like a wave. And he said that like pretty much everybody like that was here had the same experience. I mean, like everybody was just kind of like, what's going on? He's still to this day. I mean, he's like, this has been one of the craziest experiences that he had. Odd. I mean, I got to say, if it happens to me and I'm by myself, I'm going to another room. I'm just like,
Mike, we're not supposed to run away.
Yeah. I'm not going to run away. I'm going to walk away and be like, nah, not tonight.
I love when people say, oh, I hear a ghost, I'm going to run. I'm like, why are we running? We came here to see it.
Yeah.
I'm freezing, and I'm like, okay, and then I'm going to slowly walk away.
I think I would have to get down on the ground and put my hand down just to see, if it's just my head messing with me with, waving or something.
Honestly, that's probably what I would do. I'd probably stick around because, I'm comfortable in this place. Like I was saying a minute ago, I'll go in that front part of the room, turn the lights out in the middle of the night, and just sit and I'll watch and listen.
Yeah.
So I think if you own the building and you're constantly in that building and you get used to what you hear and what it is, there's not very much someone's gonna be like, hey guy, as you're walking around the corner, they kind of live with you and
Well, and like I said, like the reason why I'm always scared is because I am sensitive and I know they're there, but I don't know who they're there. Like, I don't know who's there. So, like, when you're familiar with the building, you know who's there. You're familiar with the spirits, and they're familiar with you. So I feel like it's not such a scary thing. I feel like if we owned a building, I'd be fine. I'd get used to it. I'd be scared at first, but...
She's an investigator, and she's chicken shit. She's scared her own shadow.
I don't like to be startled. So that's my thing is, like, if I go in a room and I hear footsteps coming toward me or something, I'm just like, hey... I can hear you. Just don't pop your head around the corner right in front of me and scare me and freak me out, and we're good. Yeah.
Mike Robin said there was 30 people. It was one night after that, not all at once. Just moved down the road, people.
It's like a roller coaster ride.
Everyone do the wave.
Yeah.
That would be pretty wild.
Yeah.
Hey, Kim.
Hello.
She'll be there Saturday.
Barbie, hello.
Hey, Barbie. We were just talking about
you. Robin said she better love the place.
My sister, she better love the place.
She's on the hook for
it. Barbie, hey, nice song. Yep, we were just talking about you.
There's more at the top of your minutes.
No, I caught up. That's people before.
Your mom was.
All caught up now.
She said Maddie had to use a bucket before on an investigation.
Oh, she's talking about the 3 bathrooms.
Yeah.
We went to investigation and the guy was like, We're like, so how do we have to use the bathroom? They're like, the bucket right there. I was like, whoa. That's the first.
And he had cameras. I was like, nah, I'm okay. I'll go to the gas station.
So other than you owning a spooky place, where would you say you're one of your favorite places that you've been to investigate?
Oh man.
I know Rhodes is probably your favorite because you live there, but
Well, yeah, I really can't answer that as one place, really. I mean, there's a number of places that I love. I mean,
what have you had your best, like your most freakiest time? Like your biggest, like, oh my God moment.
There's 2 odd ones I can tell you about.
Okay.
One being in Ashmore Estates. Robin knows about this one. Chad Lindbergh was there doing an event, and the room, like, where you go into the one room that then the other, you go into the boiler room area, you go down the steps and go into that. My sister and I were in that room, and because I didn't want to go down the stairs and go, off there, crutches and all. And it's dark in that room. You can't see, right? But we're in the room, like standing. She's on this side of the doorway. I'm on this side, closest to the hallway, and we're talking, and then we hear like you can hear like things crackling, like just stuff on the floor, you could hear somebody taking steps walking toward us. And I'm just like, I'm kind of turning around. I'm just like, I can't see anybody, but I know there's somebody back there. And she's like, did you hear that? And I'm like, oh yeah. And like no time after that, you hear like maybe like a piece of plaster or something. And it's a different sound when you drop it versus it being thrown. But we hear, a piece like smack the wall and scared the crap out of us because we heard it just pop and drop. It's like, and then like I said something and Chad's like, man, I've never heard you react like that. And I'm like, well, because it scared the crap out of me. Because, I mean, you can't see anything at all in there. That's one of them. The other one, people give me a hard time about this. If you're familiar with Creepy People Management, like Lee and Jennifer and Jeff and them that run Nick Groff Tour, we were at Brushy Mountain, the prison, and one of the tour guides there, I was talking to them, and they're just like, you want to go check out the hole? And I'm like, yes, I do. So we go like in between, like the groups rotating, for the event. So there's a little bit of downtime there. So we go in and you can't see anything. The room's small. It's dark as can be. You can't see anything. And we sit down on like, the little metal bed frames that they have in there. We sit down and, they were just like, oh, I'm going to go check on the group or whatever it was. And I'm just like, I'm going to sit here for a few minutes,
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I'd use the flashlight on my phone. I didn't take the flashlights with me, like actual flashlights, very often because I'm like, if I need to see, I'll just kick it on long enough to to see where I'm going and all that stuff. I sat there for a couple minutes and I felt like somebody did like literally grabbed my arm, and I was like, oh no, wait a minute. So I'm like, I grabbed my phone off my lap and I go to turn the light on and it won't turn on. And I'm like, all right, I'm a bit uncomfortable. So, I'm like, I'm trying to get it to mess with it. So then I'm just like, you know what, let's do this to where I light the screen up and just verify it. Cause I know there's nobody sitting beside me and it wouldn't even light up. So I'm like, all right. And then I hear Nick and Lee bring in the next group and they're out in the big room, like, outside there. So by that time I'm like, okay, the only way I'm going to get out of here is if I ask for help. So I'm like, hey guys, and they're like, what? And I'm like, can somebody come get me? And they start laughing at me. I'm like, what are you laughing at? Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm like, can you come get me? And they're like, where are you at? And I'm like, I'm in the hole, So then they're laughing. They're like, yeah, we'll be right there. So they come get me out. But, going back to the rest of it, like the whole time they're in there investigating, I'm messing with my phone because I'm like, I can't get it to do anything. And when everything finished with that group, and then they went to rotate the next group out, mm-hmm. I go up the stairs and go out of the building, and then the phone just powers back up. And I'm like, so it shut off. But see, I kept pushing the power button. So if it was off, it should have come back on.
Yeah. But
it didn't. It was really odd. But yeah, I was kind of uncomfortable in that room.
Someone grabs my arm, I'm out.
Yeah, that's the problem though. It's like it's so dark and I couldn't see, and I'm like, man, I'm little crutches too. I'm like,
even if she don't have a flashlight, she's out of there. She's like,
if I fall, I fall.
But could you really see a one-legged guy like in the dark going like a mime trying to go down the wall trying to get out?
You got crutches, so you can't put your hand out to see what. Poor Mike's just banging in the walls.
Anybody had night vision, like if I did something like that, would be laughing like, look at this one-legged guy looking like a mime, trying to get out of the room.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
As a matter of fact, I'd be like, hey, can someone come get me? I guess my first response would be to laugh too, like, why come get a grown man? I'm like,
you know what's so funny too is we were at Ashmore and I almost had you guys come get me because I was so scared.
We were doing our walkthroughs by ourselves, our solos. That you had to walk through the building by yourself.
Yeah.
And we had guests because it was an event that we held. So we had guests earlier tonight put cards out on like windowsills or something. We had to find our card. So you had to go into every room. You couldn't just like walk down the hallway and be done with it. Well, thank God she found her card on the first floor, but she still had to go through the rest of the building.
I just had to go in the hallway.
She just had to go down the hallway. By the third floor, she was like, you can see the ceiling just going by her. She was like running through the hallways. Singing songs real loud so she couldn't hear nothing.
I was singing. And
I could imagine her.
And they were like, what if you didn't find your card on the first floor? I'm like, you would have had to come and get me because I would have made it maybe to the second floor. And by the third room in, I would have been on the floor in a fetal position being like, come get me now.
I think I would have led though, Mike, with like, hey, does anybody got a flashlight? I need help.
Lesson learned. Next time, if that ever happens again, I'm just gonna be like, hey guys, I need a flashlight. Mine's not working at the moment.
Yeah.
Which is just bring that to me.
When they come and say, hey, I need some help.
You just unlock your new fear because I do the same thing. How many times I'm like, you're like, do you have a flashlight? I'm like, oh no, I got my phone on me. Because I'm like, half the time I'm sitting in the dark room. So I'm like, I'll just use the flashlight, to see where I'm going.
Lesson learned. He just taught you a lesson.
He just unlocked a new fear because me being in a dark room, I don't have.
And you can't use your phone?
No, you can't.
This flashlight state. Oh, wait. You got to be kidding. Now that's not what. Seriously, look.
Oh, he's done for. He's at the cost of it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's no hope.
What happens if you're in a dark room and your phone don't work like his? If no one would have came up there, you'd have been stuck in there.
I'd be crying.
Yeah.
If nobody would have came around for an hour, poor Mike would have been sitting down in the hole for an hour.
With whoever was touching his arm.
Yeah. Well, eventually, I mean, if nobody would came in, eventually, I'd have been like moving the crutches around, like I said again, like feeling down the wall, trying to find an opening somewhere.
Mike, that's kind of like the guy when you walk into the bathroom, you hear a guy go, "Thank God someone came in." The lights turn off, the motion detector lights. Someone's going to the bathroom, the lights go off, and you're like doing this, but you can't.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Someone comes in. Oh, thank you.
It's funny
because you didn't know there was somebody in there because it's dark.
You've been there for a while.
Yeah, light comes on. Yeah, somebody starts talking.
Come on, they're like, "Thank you." You're like, "What the hell?"
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's funny. Like you were talking about that. What you were just talking about. Like there was like the Waverly Challenge that we had. And people and you get these big guys come in and be like, I'm not scared of anything. I'll go in this building, walk around in the dark by myself, and we would be like, oh, really? Oh, well, you should do the Waverly Challenge. It'll be a breeze for you. And we're like, yeah, I'll do it. What's that? And there's security cameras there, so you can watch them, but yeah, you would be like, oh, yeah, I left something up on the 5th floor and you need to go up there and get it and bring it back to me. All right, no problem. And then, so then you've been to Waverly, haven't you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When you go through that little tunnel and you go up the stairs, you go in the morgue wing, you can't see. Mm-mm. It's dark, and that's the catch. We tell them, no flashlights. You got to go in the dark, complete darkness. And, yeah, some of them, man, they're they'll get, halfway up the stairs and be like, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, no.
I thought
and that's you get up on that first landing, you're like, oh no. You see down those hallways, you're like, oh, they're mine.
Because you can't see anything at all. Yeah.
No. I could not imagine it. When we were at Waverly, I walked down halfway to the hallway by myself and I was like, nope, can't do it. I heard something. I'm going to go back.
Yeah.
I like that. I said, because, no.
Yeah. So yeah, that would have been your worst nightmare. Your phone not working.
Oh, and I would have had a walkie. Oh, that would have
been good because you would have had a walkie.
No. We don't have walkies when we.
Well, no. If it was an event and you were stuck there, you would have had a walkie.
Oh yeah, but if we were just doing an investigation,
but I would ignore the walkie.
Be like, what? I can't hear you. Static.
That's the tournament I put through my kids and be like, no, we'll be there. But
what?
So
we're in the basement.
So what you're saying is when we do MSP event, you're taking.
Oh, I'm taking 15 flashlights with me.
I can't believe mine just stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, it come back on. It's really dim, though.
Yeah. She's going to have like 15 of them strapped. She's going to get a vest. And she's going to have flashlights.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
I'm going to have glow sticks. I'm going to have everything.
Yeah, there you go. Maybe those won't go maybe those won't go out so quick.
I have about this much of a window.
So what we ask every guest, their thing is, what is your bucket list investigation place that you would all time want to go investigate here in the United States and outside the United States?
Oh gosh.
We should really tell people before that this is going to
Yes,
be
we
one
should.
because lately everyone's been
there's
like
multiple. Well, there's multiple with me. I mean, I'd love to go to Alcatraz.
You could
say a couple.
You can say a couple.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to go to Alcatraz, Lizzie Borden House.
Okay.
I'd like to go there. Yeah, I mean, there's multiple ones for me. You know, I mean, I've been to the Stanley Hotel twice, so that I can mark that off the list. But yeah, I mean, those are probably two big ones right there. Just those two locations, like here in the United States. As for outside of the United States, I would have to say the catacombs.
Okay.
That's a big one.
That's a big one. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that one.
Yeah, we're actually going to have a guest here, hopefully in the next month or two. Then it's Andrew Nicky's friend. She actually investigated at Alcatraz.
Oh wow!
And stuff. So she's going to come on and talk about her investigation there and stuff.
Cool.
That's why I raised my hand. That's my bucket list. That's my.
I figured, I thought, there's some excitement there. You're like, oh yeah.
Alcatraz is definitely. I didn't know. She told me that they do a tour over there called Behind the Scenes. So like you could do a normal tour, and then they got like a behind the scenes tour, and you can go and they show you different places on the island other than the prison and stuff like that. So I'm like, man, I gotta get to San Francisco, but they won't let you. She's like, it's like $20,000 to like investigate privately because they rent it out for like movies and stuff. And that's the cost that you would have to pay because you have to rent your own boat, you got to rent your own security, you got to rent. They don't supply that. So I can't imagine what a boat trip would cost to get across.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
It'd be like you got to make friends with those rangers.
Yeah, that's what she did. Yeah. And stuff. If anybody on chat wants to ask Mike a question, now's a chance. You can ask him anything. Well, I don't know about anything, but
people who are going this weekend.
Yeah, anybody got a question about anyone that's going this weekend to the investigation? Want to ask anything? You're free to ask questions.
I think I have a little slight fear of Alcatraz getting stuck on the island for some odd reason.
Well, I mean, when you get there, I mean, it's a big place. It's not like it's just a prison. It's like a town.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's big.
Well,
so
I know that,
but
like, I don't know why, but it's just
I would just hang out in the parking lot.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know why the thought, even if it's gigantic, it could be like 3 towns, but knowing that you're stuck on an island, I'm like,
So, I got to ask Mike, what's your favorite piece of equipment you like to use when you investigate?
Honestly, like there's so many times that I come out here that I don't use anything. I just, I think your senses are one of the best tools to have. I think, I sometimes I'll come out with a recorder, but because there's some things I'm kind of hit and miss on, like you kind of wonder how they're actually functioning. You know what I mean? Like, you probably have, there's some of these, you just have questions and stuff on, but I mean, my biggest thing is just going on senses and just bringing like, a recorder out and just using that. Cause I do that here often. That's probably my biggest thing that I do here at least. But like here, the music box, that's motion sensitive. I had a friend that was here investigating and it kept going off over and over. I mean, it wouldn't stop. If it would stop, it'd like stop for like a couple seconds. Finally, I was just like thinking, man, there's something wrong with your music box. It's, something wrong with it. It won't stop.
Right.
Yeah. But at one point, it kind of got quiet, for a little bit, and then it started right back up. And I was just like, hey, can I move this? And, because I'm like, all right, because curiosity now, I'm just like, something's wrong with it. So I move it over onto like when you guys get here, there's this big antique couch that's in there in that parlor room that was the game room. And I pointed it toward the chair arm, maybe a couple feet, maybe something like that from it. We were on the other side, like it's facing that way. We're over here, and like in the other side of the room, and it's going off, and I'm like, okay, somebody's in here. Can you stop doing that for just a moment? And it stopped, and I was just like, coincidence, And at some point, I was just like, if you can do 3 or 4 notes, let's hear it, And it did like 3 or 4 notes, and I'm like, another coincidence. But then I was like, can you do 3 or 4 more? And it did 3 or 4 more, and I'm just like, all right, I'm paying a little bit more attention now. Like, yeah. So it's kind of interesting, and I kind of wonder, like, if that's one of those, if it's work, if there's some, somebody in here that likes something like, piece of equipment like that or something. It's like, because that's not one of those devices that people bring in here very often.
I think we're gonna have like probably about 6 or 7 music boxes. I think
we're setting.
I think our
you
friends
guys
That might be a good
all
thing.
around the house.
Yeah, we're gonna have a music
It
box
might be-
set all over the hotel.
That might be a
Every
good
room's gonna
thing.
have a music box in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you'll
But,
have to let me know how that goes.
Yeah, I mean, but that whole motion detector thing is a really cool piece because we've been at places before where we've set them like upstairs and like an attic, and we know no one's up there, and all of a sudden you hear it go off, and you're like, okay, there's nothing up there to set it off unless a mouse or something ran across that, that's weird. That say like Salem House really kind of freaked me out.
Yeah,
because we had it on the stairs. We didn't have it, on the floor or anything. We actually had it on the stairs where someone had to walk by the stairs, and we had the door closed too, so they couldn't see it. It couldn't do nothing, and it went off.
We were in another room. We were even in the hallway. We were in a whole another room. And all of a sudden, you heard it. We're like, "That's the music box going off."
Yeah, but we get at times too where it goes off and off and off. You're like, "Oh, there's something wrong with it," and then it stops, and you're like, "Wait a minute, if it." And then for 10 minutes, it don't go off. And then all of a sudden it starts going off and off again. You're like, okay, is that really true? Or is there something wrong with it?
Yeah.
And like that.
Yeah. Cause I mean, things happen, the equipment messes up. I mean, it happens, you've had it a long time. Something messes up with it or whatever. Maybe you just bought it and it's just defective from the very beginning, but yeah, it is interesting when you have something and just like that, it won't stop. And then you just ask, hey, if you're messing with it, can you stop it? And it just stops. And you're like, all right. And then when you start testing things like that night, when I did that a couple of times and it like literally right on command did the same thing. And you start kind of paying more closer attention to it. And you're just like, all right, maybe there's.
Yeah. Maybe there is something
going.
There.
Yeah.
Question.
Yeah.
What'd she say? Is there no parking?
She says there's no parking
lot. Oh, there's no parking lot.
See, see, where are you gonna stay at, huh?
There's some kind of land. I didn't mean like parking lot, but a lot.
Park your boat up right on the parking lot.
Park your boat right on the edge there.
Wait, there has to be some kind of parking lot, and there has to be some kind of vehicles. It ain't like
there's
everybody's
like
just walking
sidewalks.
everywhere.
Like there's probably like big sidewalks.
It'd be like little Cushmans and little like golf carts or something.
Yeah. But if it's cold, I ain't gonna stay there. Dee said, how many spirits do you think are there?
That's a good question. There's times just like one thing that we know that there's a little girl here that we have no idea who she is. When the Booth brothers were here, there's just a few of us here. We were filming some stuff upstairs. And they left, and they're like, "We got a little girl seeing Goody." You can hear it plain as day. I don't. If you guys have watched the attached that they put out, it's that EVP's in there. But and then somebody that was here with them, they're like, "Well, did you look at the picture of the Rhodes family and other people sitting on the front porch of the hotel that we've got in here? There's this really big picture." And one of the ladies on there, her last name is Goody Kuntz. So, because like in the beginning, I'm just like, oh, maybe she's just, happy there's people here, goody, there's visitors, and I've been by that and I've seen the names but I don't remember the names, like, cause you look at them, but I mean, I haven't read them like enough to some of the other names like that other than the Rhodes family. But yeah, so now like the focus is kind of shifting to who's this little girl? Is she related to this lady? Somehow, is she calling out to her, goody? What's going on? But yeah, I mean, there's stuff here that, like that. We don't know who she is. And there's other things, that we've had happen. There's a few people in the sheriff's department here that's not too crazy about this place. One of them saw a woman out one of the front windows upstairs, and it freaked him out bad enough. He didn't drive, like when he was patrolling, he would avoid driving by. And they did like a coffee with the cops thing or something at the cafe down the street one morning. And I was like, yeah, it'd be good to go and just, get familiar with them in case I ever needed something here or whatever. And I go and like I talked, say hi to a few of them, and then one comes up and he's like, "Oh, you live here in town?" I'm like, "Yeah, I live down the street." And he's like, "Oh yeah," he's like, on Main Street here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you know Rhodes Hotel down the road?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, so and so would love this." So he I can't remember the officer's name, so he calls him over and he's like, "Hey, come here." It's like, he's like, "You should go check this guy's place out," and he's like, "What?" He's like, "Well, what's going on?" And he's like, he lives down at Rhodes Hotel down there on the corner. And he's like, no. And he just walked off. It's like, all right. Yeah. And so then the other one's like, the other officer's like, yeah, he drove by there and like swore there was a lady there, in the window. And he said it just seemed odd, and I was just like, But then there was another one. Me and my dad were outside and there was, I think that like the officer had to come over and verify like the serial number on a box trailer we had outside. Mm-hmm. So he comes over and he's like, "So you live here?" "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Got a call one night here a long time ago." And he's like, neighbors were seeing flashlights and there's no cars here. So he's like, I get called in to come in. And he's just like knocking on the door. He said, nobody answered the door. He's like, twisted the knob open. Door was unlocked. He's like, kind of walk in, and just kind of, checking things out. As he goes upstairs and gets all the way back to the end of the hallway, and he's like, he, finds the group that's here and found out, it's legit. They were supposed to be here. And, so he's like, I just stood around and talked to him for a few minutes. And then he's like, I felt like a tug on the side of my work pants, he's like, I felt like a tug. And he's like, nope, I'm good. He's like, see you guys later. Have a nice night. And he left. I was like, you want to go in and take a tour? And he's like, nope, I don't.
He goes, I'll stay right here.
Yeah.
If he had a tug on his pants, it might have been that little girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been. But, it's funny. Like, when you have, like, police officers tell you stories, that they've experienced here, I mean – you kind of want to believe him because what are the odds that they're probably just going to be making some stuff up,
Yeah.
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting. Like, I'd like to get them both back here and see if I could get them in the building.
Well, and the thing too is like they're not going to make up something like the guy's like, I'm not going to make up a story and not drive by there so my coworkers can make fun of me.
Yeah.
Be like, because I'm a chicken shit because I saw a lady standing in the, in the window.
Well, and
so.
I've talked to a police officer here in St. Louis who they had a call up to a place, and the guy was like, "There's something here. There's something here." Well, she's into the paranormal world, so she was like, she heard someone say, "Get out." Had the dog come in, check everything. No one was there, and she's like, in her head, she was like, "I know it's paranormal, but I'm not going to sit here and tell people that I can't." So the fact that they're even like, yeah, there's something paranormal here, that they're like, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and BS it or anything.
And some of them are legit kind of freaked out because, I mean, there's security cameras, like, there's one like at each end of the hallway upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a few downstairs, security reasons. And there was a night that this was crazy, but like there was a girl that was missing that had ran away. And, I'm back there in my room in the very back. So, I can't hear this door, but then the camera goes off because I have a video doorbell like outside. So the camera goes off, and I'm just like, what's going on? I pull it up and there's like multiple police officers standing at the door. And I'm like, I didn't do anything wrong. It's like, maybe they got the wrong house. But I was like, so I come out and, I answered and they're just like, they're telling me like there's this girl that's missing. She's reported missing and it's pinging that she's here. And I'm like, there's nobody here. And they're like, well, it's showing us that she's in this area right in here. So we want to check your place. And I'm like, all right, yeah, no problem. It's like, go wherever you need to go, do whatever you need to do. I hope you find her and stuff, and so there's like 5 or 6 of them come in and like, they keep setting the cameras off upstairs, and then like one of them, you can hear one of them be like, this place is haunted, right? So telling the other one's like, what? He's like, I don't see no ghosts. They're like talking about it. It's funny. They're like just talking about it. And it's like, yeah, the guys, this place is haunted, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is so
like, yeah, we're done searching. Let's go.
They're like, all right, that was weird. Let's go. They're like, I don't want to see that little girl.
Yeah, they left. They came in and like, they were quick. They went through and checked everything and were like, didn't find anything. Have a good night. We're out of here. All right. Yeah.
Yes. Parking
at Rhodes.
situation at Rhodes.
Yeah. So you can park I tell everybody you can just park right here at the side of the building, like the dining room. There's a main door over here. That's usually what we use for people to come in and out. And it's grassy like over here, but you can park over here in the grass. Like the church across the street owns it. But you can park in the grass like there, and then it's easy, like you're right by that door, so you can bring in equipment pretty easily. And yeah, so if it happens to be raining or whatever, you can bring your equipment in pretty quick, and easy from that side door. So yeah, plenty of space to park.
Mike, did the script let people sleep because we are not all going to make it all night and then drive home?
I can't make any promises. Can't make any promises on that. I like people tell me at times, I heard this all night or I heard this off and on, and there've been questions like they're like, were you upstairs? And I'm like, you would hear me on crutches. I'm like, you would know I was upstairs. They're like, we could hear walking. Somebody's walking up down the hallway. You could hear the boards creaking. And I'm like, wasn't me. So
wearing my eye things and my headphones.
Pull a me at McIntyre Villa.
Let's
put your headphones in, put your hoodie up, wrap your 2 blankets around your head, and go like this and go to sleep.
Last time I spent the night at a place, I had a bad experience with a shadow waking up to a shadow standing over me. So,
I
haven't slept at any other haunted
right
location
now.
Since then. This will probably be the second one. So
you're 0 for 1. So hopefully you're 1.
Yeah, headphones, earbuds, eye things, nothing. So it was really quiet in the room. There was like 4 of us sleeping in the room, and we asked the one guy, we're like, "Hey, turn on some music or something," just because we kept hearing things. And once he turned on, white noise.
I'm like, that's a paranormal. I'm like, no, turn it off.
Yeah, like, why do we want to listen
this
to
is
white
not
noise?
An esthetist. Yeah. This is not a spirit box session. Let's go to bed.
Everybody don't know that we talked about this when Mike was on. Mike actually stays at the hotel. He stays in the back part. An addition onto the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So
did they bother you when you were there?
I have things happen back there. I do. Yeah.
Do you have to just say, just leave me alone? I'm sleeping.
There's nights. I'm trying to sleep and something happens. I'm like, hey, trying to sleep, trying to be mean, but I really need to get some rest, And and it'll get quiet. But yeah, I've seen shadows back there. Like the addition that's built on, when you go, like there's like a hidden door that you go through to go into one of my rooms back here. But then the room beyond that is like my room where I actually stay, like the majority of the time. And when you go through like this hidden door and you go into this other room, when you get to the other side of that room and you go out that door, you're actually going outside the actual hotel, but you're going into my room from there. But and I think some of it, not all, but I think some of it is residual, because I've had nights I'll be watching my TV and I will see a full, like a shadow, like, full size, like, close to my height or whatever. Like one night I saw somebody, it looked like they came through and walked maybe 5 or 6 feet and then they were just gone. And I was just like,
all
okay.
right, I'm just gonna continue watching.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ignore it.
Yeah, I think I'll just keep watching this scary movie I'm watching.
Yeah, I'll just keep
That's
watching
another
Ghost
one.
Adventures.
Yeah, that's another funny thing is, like, friends will call me like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching, like, The Nun 2 or something." Or like, "You live in a scary, like in a haunted place and you're watching scary movies?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, all the time." And they're like, "You're crazy."
Oh my God.
That movie's not coming to get me.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, he's got all kinds of shadows in his room watching the television and stuff.
Like, what's that?
Yeah, that's when I'll be like, I think I'll turn this off and watch some cartoons for a while. Yeah,
I gotta watch something funny or something else.
There
to
you
get
go.
Yeah.
Andrews, Nikki said we had 2 next to each other at Whispers Estates, and they are only triggered one. Remember? Oh, they're talking about music box.
The music box.
Oh, okay.
So you'll definitely get.
Dude,
you'll have to do some music boxes.
Yeah, her music box. Her music box has the most awesome music. It's not something that you would expect.
Out of pocket. It was so out of pocket. And I love it.
I don't want to say that because just in case no one else on this going has heard her music box, but when the first time you hear her music box go off, you laugh your ass
like,
off.
is someone's phone ringing?
Oh my god, it is great. But yeah, we had 2 of them. We had them actually almost right next to each other.
Yeah.
And one was going off and the other one wasn't. So it was kind of.
Was that when we found out that our music box stopped working?
I don't know if that's when it stopped working.
I think it might. I don't know, but
who knows? Just a little couple things. Does it have a kitchen?
It does. Yeah. Yeah, we do.
It has a refrigerator. We can put drinks and stuff in.
There's a fridge. Yeah, a stove. Yeah, all that stuff. Yeah, if you need access to that stuff. Yeah, we got a coffee pot out. There's a Keurig in there, and I think there's still some of the little K cups and stuff that are still left in there. We probably need to restock that. While I'm thinking about it, we should probably restock that just in case sometime soon here. But yeah, we've got stuff like that in there that we try to supply, for people when they come in.
Yeah, I can't imagine what the snack table is going to look like.
Paranormal investigator snacks are.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has their own little snacks that they like to eat and different things they eat on investigations. Oh, yeah. I can't imagine. It's just gonna be a table full of mosh posh.
It's sometimes like I've had nights people come in and just be like, "Yeah, we got this big tub of brownies. If you want, a brownie tonight or something." I'm like, how long are you guys staying again? It's like. They come in with all this stuff, and they got all, like, some of them had, like, there was one not too long ago. They came in and they had, I never saw these before, but like the Reese's, like they had like the cups, like, the package that has 2 of them in the pack, but they were like in this really long packaging. Like, I mean, I don't know how many was in it, but it was like this really huge. Yeah, and I mean, they came out like at one point in the night and they're just like, "Here, have you one of these?" I'm just like, "Okay, thanks," like, and then like the next morning they get ready to leave the next morning and they leave another one sitting right here where I normally sit on the table, like by the table and stuff. They left another one when they left. They're leaving all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, our group is normally Lunchables and licorice.
No.
Yeah.
Usually mine's chips. Yours is licorice. I don't
Yeah.
like licorice. But
Any other
Yeah,
questions?
well,
there?
no.
Yeah, there's a table in there in the kitchen too, so you can just throw all your snacks in there or whatever. Or you can use this one too. I'm sitting at the dining room table in here, and we do have like some of the 6 and 8 foot tables and stuff. The fold out ones that you can use because sometimes people, they'll bring their DVR system or something in and have their monitor, and they'll be like, "Can we, you got anything we could set this on?" And so they'll put it out maybe in one of the rooms or something and
I'm not that high
use it
tech.
for that.
What?
People with those DVRs, they got like camera, they got wires running all through the house, and
Yeah.
yeah, it's like, oh my god, it looks like a sound cruise here, a movie cruise.
Yeah,
here.
come in, take you like 4 hours and set it all up. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, well, Mike, you got anything else you want to add? Tell everybody.
Other than just, hey, check out roadshotel.com and find us like on Facebook and, Instagram and all that stuff. Find Rhodes Hotel there. And, if anybody's interested in booking, you can go to roadshotel.com and we've even got a calendar up that, you can find the dates that are open. And then just contact us if you find a date that's open and you want to book the place. All the pricing and stuff is listed, on the website. So
we just pinned it to the chat too,
Yep.
so everybody can see.
Okay, thanks.
That's why check that out. Go to the website.
Mike, if you get a chance, you can go to Haunted Souls Paranormal group page on Facebook. Like that page, and you can advertise anything that's going on with Rhodes Hotel. If we're having an event, a charity, anything like that. That page is for anybody to advertise their business and stuff like that.
Awesome.
It's just a way for us to do it. You guys, if you're having an event, a public event or a charity thing or anything, you can post it on there and stuff like that. So make sure you go and
awesome.
Like our group page and stuff, and you can.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
But I appreciate you coming and giving your time. I can't wait to see you Saturday.
Same here. Yeah, it'll be
and everything.
Yeah,
and
I thank
you for taking your time and coming in and I can't wait to see the building and
no problem.
Hopefully one day I'll come investigate.
Yeah.
Flashlight.
Yeah,
flashlight. Keyword flashlight.
Flashlight. That works. Like I can't believe mine's not. It's really dim.
All right. Well, thank you, Mike. I appreciate it.
Oh, thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
No problem. Bye.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Oh man, I can't wait till Saturday. Everybody that's on there that's going Saturday. It sounds like it's gonna be a great time. I could take these crackling earphones out.
Yeah.
That was a test that didn't work very well. No. But yeah, everybody come on. Saturday's gonna be a fun night.
I'm jealous. Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is. It's gonna be jealous because all the people that are going are all great investigators.
I know.
I've like some of the people I haven't met. They used to work with everybody, but I've worked with majority of them. Kim and Andrew, Nikki and Abby and Nina and all of them. Can't wait to see them.
Going?
Yeah.
Oh, and I used to I've met these people, most of them, I feel like, but
it's going to be a blast. It's going to be a fun time.
Yeah.
But everybody check out
Rhodes Hotel.
Rhodes Hotel. Going on and check in and book a time for them.
Yeah.
You want to finish up some?
Yeah.
What do you got?
Lori said coffee pot for the win.
Yep.
Barbie snacks. Red Bulls, Slim Jims, Dots, pretzels.
Oh, we moved to Dots now.
Red Bulls. That's what I drink.
And Slim Jims.
Oh, I love that.
Love the Slim Jims.
Andrew Nikki said, thank you so much. Mike,
see you Saturday.
See you Saturday. See you Saturday. Thank you. Lori said, are you going to Robin's Paranormal Potluck next month?
Are we or is Mike?
Yeah, might be. I'm not too sure.
What's the potluck? I have to look and see what that is.
I don't know. I'll have to check it out.
I have to ask Lori. I have to respond to that. Is that you asking us or because that's what February? I ain't got nothing going on in February.
No, we don't start ours till
March. Yes, please go on our website and look. I've been adding new events every day, and everything.
It's Haunted Souls Paranormal.
Yeah, hauntedsoulsparanormal.com. Events booking, Hollow Waters in Kansas City. Mineral Springs and Alton here in St. Louis. With those two things, don't forget you do get a weekend pass to KC Metaphysical Fair. There's the one in Kansas City is in the middle of March. That will be Hollow Waters. With that ticket, you get the weekend pass to all the free lectures, the free guest speakers, and all that stuff. That's all free with your pass. We're actually speaking at that one, or I might be speaking because you might have to sit at the table. I don't know which one it is yet.
We don't know yet.
Yeah. The end of March is the same thing as KC Metaphysical Fair here in St. Charles. That's when we're going to do Mineral Springs. Once again, you get a free pass. April, we are doing Fowler Theater and Benton County Jail. That Friday night event is still up in the air. We're still working with a couple of places to fill that one up. May is Lot's house in Tennessee. Barbie, we expect to see you there.
Yep. Oh, that'd be so great to
meet them.
See them.
Even if you don't come to, we have to at least hook up sometime that weekend.
Yeah. At least meet up and
and
even if we can't investigate, just going to lunch or something.
Yeah, that's the KC Metaphysical Gala there. It's going to be the Gala Metaphysical Fair there at the fairgrounds in Tennessee. June, we're pretty much
June, I think, is our
we have Apple
convention.
We have Strawberry Festival. We have Troy Taylor's American Hauntings convention that we'll be at. I think we might throw in, I don't know if that month or August or July. No, that month, either June or July. I haven't talked. I looked. I got to figure out. We're probably going to do Randolph County Asylum Infirmary. We're going to probably do that event because July is only Arkansas, the Haya Nation, Scare Nation, Scare Fest.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Go follow Santiago Cirillo and Haya Nation he does a lot for bullying and veterans and PTSD and stuff like that. He's actually filming right now. He's on location filming a movie and stuff. And
we love Santiago. So
I had him on Saturday night. He was on live and we were on there and he was like, "Oh, that's so paranormal." He's so awesome.
I love him. His energy is just amazing. So.
Yes, his energy is so great. I got to send the shirt so he starts wearing his shirts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Today he had a Come and Go gas station shirt on. So, that's July. August. August, we're at St. Joe, Missouri. We're at Glore and Atchison, Kansas at McAteer Villa. September is our big month for us as a company. We're going on a weekend tour or a weekend. It's actually a week almost. It's one day shy of a week.
A 6-day trip.
Yeah, it's a 6-day trip. Wednesday, we're going to Pleasant Point, West Virginia to see Mothman. Stay the night there. Yeah, we're going to Mothman.
What?
Yeah, we're going to go see the Mothman.
See, this is what happens, folks. Sometimes he waits to tell me things at the podcast.
Thursday, I want your expression. You know what I'm saying? Thursday, we'll be at Lake Shawnee Amusement Park. Overnight there. Friday, we'll be at Trains Allegheny's Lunatic Asylum. Can't wait for there. Saturday, we're off. We had to take a day off.
That's really good.
Yeah. We had to take a day off. Actually,
it's probably be sleeping.
Yeah. Well, Abby said she's got like a place. I think she said she had one of her B&Bs. I think she said was by a lake. So we can like swim or whatever that Saturday.
We'll have a little relaxing day.
Play games or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Sunday we'll be at Sweet Spring Sanitarium all night. And then we drive home Monday and then get ready for Saturday at Missouri State Penitentiary. It's going to be our big event. Yes, that's going to be our big event. So,
which it's not on my birthday anymore, which is fine, but we can still celebrate your birthday.
October, we're full. October, we got Melbourne Manor the first weekend. We got Witches Night Out the second. KC Metaphysical Fair in Collinsville the third. Then we also have Apple Butter Festival in Kimmswick.
Yep.
And then the following weekend, we have Monroe House. We're actually going to be there Halloween night, Friday and Saturday at Monroe, a whole weekend thing there. There's going to be,
if you know us, we don't usually do anything on Halloween.
Yeah, it's going to be our first Halloween investigation.
Yeah, which is exciting.
So the event will be up for Friday and Saturday and stuff like that. So
and we might throw a couple of St. Louis local ones in there, maybe.
Yeah, so we're getting pretty booked.
Yeah. But just keep an eye out on it because we might throw in a couple of little ones here and there. But
yeah, come watch every Tuesday. So we'll next week we'll talk about. Next week will just be me and Maddie.
Yep.
There's no guest. We decided we're going to do every other week.
Yep.
So we'll have me and Maddie next week. We'll talk about Rhodes Hotel, kind of the lovely stuff that we get. Hopefully Abby and all the ladies come back on, and we could talk about the whole night and everything like that.
We'll talk. I guess we can talk about what I've been doing with Lump and
you could talk about. We'll talk about YMCA.
Yeah.
Your night at YMCA because you did experience some stuff there and stuff. So we'll get into
that. Maybe that's a little more catch up because we haven't really caught up yet.
Yeah, and then the week after that, we have a guest and stuff. So we got some things coming up. We got some, like I said, if anybody would like for us to bring on people that we don't normally get to investigate.
Yeah.
Like haunted locations on the East Coast or on the West Coast or down south that you would like to hear about, please let us know. I can reach out to them, see if they'd like to be a guest. I know we're going to have Hollow Waters is going to come talk to us. There's going to be Edinburgh Manor is going to be on to talk to us. Other locations that we're actually not going to be investigating, but they're going to be bringing their building on to or coming on to talk about their building. September, leading up to October, September, we'll have someone from Mothman. We'll probably have someone on from I already talked to them about Shawnee Lake Shawnee Amusement Park.
Yeah.
Someone from Trans Allegheny I already talked to. They were going to be on, and then also Sweet Springs. So that's going to be leading up to our week.
That might just be one where we have guests every single week, but then we after have that week will probably just be us just talking about that weekend. Actually, speaking of the
Young Women's Catholic
YWCA. Okay, I keep messing that up. I always want to put an M in there somewhere. I was helping out a lady this week. Her name is Monica. This past weekend video, so I'm featuring in her YouTube video. It is. I have the thing for it. So on YouTube, it's actually just up. She just uploaded at 8 o'clock p.m. It's Monica the Medium Experience on YouTube. If you want to go, if you don't want to end the spookiness tonight, you can go watch it. I haven't seen it yet because I've been doing this, but if you just want to go say hi and
check her out, you can
check her out. Yeah. Go check her out. Say hey, came from Haunted Souls or. But yeah, I'm gonna be in a YouTube video.
You're gonna be a YouTube video.
I'm gonna be in a YouTube video. Yeah. That's not ours.
Full length.
I'm probably not in it as much because I was videotaping, but it was pretty funny because I heard some stuff and I kind of just froze and I'm like, don't know if that was in the shot or not because I was scared. But
yeah, I like everybody's support, but I mean, in order for us to venture on and do this. Yeah. We need people to come and buy tickets. So please just pass on the word to people that you know that, hey, I want to do paranormal stuff. Hey, why don't you check out Haunted Souls Paranormal?
Yeah.
And, pass this along. You necessarily don't have to. I know there's a lot of people on the chat that hang out every week that supports us. And, there's guests that come to, many of our events and stuff like that. We have, they can't wait. They base their summer vacations around what we're doing. And I greatly appreciate that.
Yes.
That's great support. And whatever anybody could do, you coming and watching every week. I like, that's just, it shocks me that people, just come on in here.
10 people were waiting us today. And I was like,
yeah, it just amazes me that people come on, I know it's our wonderful guest that people want to come here, but you got to hear me at first. So, yeah,
it's pretty neat.
Yeah, and we'll probably have, if everybody enjoyed last week with Heidi doing the seance or the card reading thing, we might do that again 2 more times. I think that was a really good.
That was really good.
I really did like that. and everything. So that was a really good show and stuff like that to kick off.
Yeah.
So, but
I'm kind of, well, everyone's kind of, Lori said y'all.
yeah,
So
I'll have to check it out, Lori, and see. I don't know what it is.
She said I sent you the invite to the potluck.
Okay.
Perfect. Barbie said yes, for sure, we'll meet up. That'd be
All right,
so
that'd be
amazing.
so cool.
Because we want to meet you guys so bad. That'd be awesome, y'all. You should totally get Ronnie D, owner of the Old South Pittsburgh Hospital and Harmon Hospital.
Does he do events, or we would have to do a private?
I think she's talking about podcast.
Oh,
like
podcast. Yes. I do want to go investigate what Night Song though.
Yes.
Yeah, I do want to investigate one night, so
yeah, maybe we'll get them for when we need a guest.
yeah, I'll reach out to them and see what was it Ronnie D?
Ronnie D, owner of Old South Pittsburgh Hospital.
Barb, if you can, just text me that name and stuff for me.
Yeah.
I know we talk on chat or the text message. Just text me the name and stuff, and I'll reach out to them and see about being a guest and stuff like that. And we need to work on to see about maybe hanging out and investigating.
Yeah.
Maybe Friday night or something while we're down there. We can find a small place. So I know we're doing that on Saturday night. So
Kenny, all right,
Kenny's still there?
hold on. I've missed all. Nights on Silence sounds good that I logged on our page. Hello, that's Barbie.
yeah, there you go. Night Song Paranormal. Go follow them.
Yes. Kenny said, Maddie Mo, I haven't heard the new catchphrase yet.
Not yet.
You will.
You will.
We found a spot right where to put it. We were just talking about that too. You'll hear it, Kenny. Don't you worry, everybody.
Everybody makes fun of your catch. Everybody loves your new catchphrase.
Everyone loves it, and I don't know what. I just came up with it.
But yes, everybody, thank you for the support.
Yes, thank
you for coming on. Make sure you come next week. Go on. If you don't subscribe to us, please subscribe to us. We're still trying to get that 500 subscribers on YouTube. Go on to our group page, Haunted Souls Paranormal group page on Facebook. If you haven't been, you can go on and like it, and then you can advertise anything you want, your events, your paranormal company. You can ask questions, anything like that.
If you want to listen to us on Spotify, we're also on Apple Music now, I believe.
No, not yet.
Not yet?
We're still working on that.
Never mind. Don't listen to me.
Spotify is.
Spotify, yeah. Go listen to us on Spotify. I believe all of our episodes are all cut up.
I gotta put these two on. I'll do that tomorrow.
But last seasons, if you're new and you want to hear more of us and don't want to wait every week, go follow from the start to now. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, all the social medias are down here.
Yeah, go look at our TikTok. We got some real cool videos from Lauren. She's making us some really cool videos for our little small segment of all the places that we're going.
Yeah.
Because Maddie's just kind of got school going on.
Yeah.
So, and I greatly appreciate everybody that does help.
Yes.
Shout out to Andrew, Nikki, and Abby, and everybody that does help us.
Yes.
Lauren and Barb. She's not on here, but she does help a lot of us.
Yes.
I do appreciate your help with the company and everything. Greatly appreciate it. And with that,
you heard it here, folks.
From
Maddie.
And from Dan, stay spooky. See you guys next week.